what's in here. If that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's perfect. This is my boy Love Nice right here. Do not like your asses. People, you're a little local artist as well. You know what I'm saying?
I'm also so excited and nervous.
It's gonna be cool, man. I'm excited to be honest. Like I said, I ain't did this in like a week, so I'm like, and it's my first time meeting, you know what I'm saying? So every time it's your first time, and I ain't get to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know you that much. I don't know a lot about you. That's what this is all gonna be, me getting to know you, man.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a good time. Yeah, great friendship right here, man. Most definitely. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yo, it's your man Castro X coming at you live and direct with the With All Due Respect podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest in the building with me here today. My man's a local performer, hip-hop artist, rapper, you know what I'm saying? Been doing this thing for a minute out here. I got to listen to some of his music before he came. We've been working on getting this interview popping for maybe 2-3 months, you know what I'm saying? I remember I had received a message in the inbox, man. My man was down to do the interview. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to his lady, you know what I'm saying? She's actually the one that, you know what I mean, sent him our way. So big love in that direction. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. J. Over in the building. Welcome.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. How are you, man? Thank you for inviting me over here, man.
Of course, man. Of course. I'm good, man. I'm chilling. Been building a lot, which is exactly where I want to hop in with you, man. Talk to me a little bit about some of the projects, man, you've been working on, man. What have you been up to with your free time as of late?
Man, I'm working on a mixtape, third mixtape of the It Ain't Over series, because I have the series called It Ain't Over. Mm-hmm. So I'm working on a third It Ain't Over mixtape. It should be dropping the next month, like around like a few weeks or a month. So I already got a few songs working on that. I'm just trying to, take my time on just collecting myself, trying to come up with new ideas and new stuff for my projects, my upcoming album I'm working on. I'm gonna start next year on. But yeah, I'm just, just getting my mind right, just getting my money right so I can get some music videos done and everything.
Most definitely. I feel like that's one aspect, man, that a lot of people from the outside looking in that's not an artist misses. You know, we got to invest in this shit on our own. You know what I mean? It takes time, it takes money, it takes a lot of damn work to make a product that's worth listening to. You know what I'm saying? With mixing, mastering, music videos, all of this. Do you mix and master your own joints, or how do you go about that?
I have a friend of mine who I've been doing music from the very start back in 2008, 2009. He mixed and mastered. I actually have two friends. He got his own live studio at North Tulsa, but he's getting a new building. And I have a friend of mine. He goes by Don Juan DOA. We're both label mates.
Yeah, I saw Don Juan on a lot of your features.
Yes.
Scrolling through your Spotify. I should listen in earlier. I saw him. Shout out Don Juan.
Yeah, shout out Don Juan. It's DOA in his mug.
Most definitely. Good to see you, man. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. Absolutely. It's just, he does a mix and mastering. We've been doing this for a while, and it's just that he works really hard on mix and mastering, and he dropped music on his own as well. And so I'm just glad I'll be a part of something, and it's just been really been challenging.
I can dig it. Man, talk to me a little bit about what got you into music in the first place. How'd that? Because you say you started back in 2008, 2009.
Right.
Let's go down that journey. Let's go through the story, man. They need that.
Absolutely. When I started doing music, I was really a house party DJ.
Okay. And so you do DJing and shit too.
Well, not literally DJ, just like when someone's throwing a party, I make some CDs.
Okay.
And I make some party type songs and stuff like that for people like that. And so a lot of people was really impressed how I know what the crowd wants. And when I finally met Don Juan DOA, because I went to school with his brother, and I met him, and he actually was really impressed of my selection. Like, I can really study what people's style of music.
You had an ear for it.
Exactly. And so that's what really kind of draw me into music. And he asked like, well, have you ever considered doing rapping? I'm like, this is like back in when I was like 18, 19 years old. I was like, bro, I can't even do a bar. I can't even like say a word.
Right.
Like for real. And so I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just more in just like DJing or something like that. Or at least like be like a house party guy with the music with the house party. Because, you know, when we had back then, we had LimeWire and stuff like that. I was actually really fond of knowing music. And so what really kind of draw me into music is that, you know, I listen to a lot of Lil Wayne.
Okay.
And
shout out Weezy.
Absolutely. And I listen to a lot of Lil Wayne, and he freestyle a lot. So I was listening to his beats, and I was just freestyling in my head when I was working at a restaurant. And you know, when he hit me up saying, "Hey, I got a studio we're working on. I want you to be a part of it." I'm like, "Really? Like, you really want me to do music?" Like, I was like, "All right, I'll give it a shot."
This was Don Juan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Don Juan, the one who really got me into doing music.
That's dope.
And so at first, I didn't take it seriously until like 2010. That's when when I first heard myself on a CD and played it on, you know, on the CD player, I was really amazed that I actually hear my own voice, you know, in the CD.
Right.
And, you know, playing music and stuff like that. So.
I do want to highlight the fact that you keep referencing the CD. It shows the times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because now, and I miss it, man, because now cats ain't interested in getting the CDs. They don't want the CD pack. They straight to the internet with it. You know what I mean? I miss the day where, you know what I mean, we worked to get on the CD, and even before that, the tape. You know what I'm saying? Continue. Go ahead.
No, you're good. That's the thing about it is because it's much easier now on the internet because of the streaming of, you know, of the apps of like United Masters and everything else.
Right.
And CDs, it's still kicking though. But at the same time though, you know, they always kind of keep it classy and stuff like that because there's a lot of Bluetooth and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, what I was saying before, it's just it took a lot of practice. I usually have I have reading and writing problems, you know, and stuff like that, and music really helped me out on that.
So that helped you? Did it help you work through it?
It really improved on my writing and my spelling because like I said, I'm a terrible speller. Like, we're all not perfect, but you know, there's the things I really like about music though is that I like listening to Tupac and Nas because they got the storytelling and poetry. Because I was really big into poetry, and so. And I start, you know, thinking of that. But what really kind of got me, what really kind of hold me back, is that I was worried that not a lot of people won't like my verses or my music. So I was kind of getting a little help, you know, like someone kind of helped me write.
Okay, so you had a ghostwriter in the beginning.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so I think like later on, I was doing music with another cat.
Let me ask you this before we continue, because I want to check on that. Because a lot of times people, I love that you're open about that. Because a lot of times I hip hop people, I guess, the ghostwriting thing, and this is in the beginning of your career. And from what I'm hearing, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel like that was due to lack of confidence in the beginning musically, because you had just started? You know what I'm saying?
Well, actually, something like that. Yeah,
okay.
That it is because, you know, like I said, I'm fresh. I was fresh doing music, and I just didn't want to sound
goofy and shit.
Right. Yeah. Goofy or trash and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm in the back of my mind. What really kind of made me change my mind. I'm like, you know what? If people don't like it, forget it. Like, you know, like, because one thing, Tupac was the greatest rapper alive, live and dead. And not a lot of people don't like him.
Right.
So I'm just like, I'm just gonna do it my way. So I just started writing everything myself.
I think that's beautiful. That step into your own lane, if you will. You know, becoming your own self. Continue.
Right. And so I actually got more and more better. And I have, when I was doing songs with friends with this other guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but
shout out to the other guy whose name's never mentioned. Baltimore, what they sing on here, probably. Go ahead.
No, you good. No, you good. You good. But yeah, he I can't get too mad at him. He did help me out a little bit, but it's just that I guess jealousy kind of came in.
That happens oftentimes.
Yeah.
Working with other people creatively, man.
Right.
It's one of the parts of the game that
Right.
suck. You know what I mean?
You know, and I'm more of a supporter. Like, I support whatever you enjoy doing and you love enjoying it, even if you like you know, if you're not getting, you do it as a hobby, right, then I praise you for real. Because for me, I'm from that, you know, for me, I'm more like, you know, I don't hate and I don't judge, and I'm not really with that pettiness.
About the peace, man.
Yeah, I'm always all about the peace, you know what I'm saying? And it's just that, you know, it's just that some people just can't take opinions.
Right.
And so I take opinions and criticism. You know, I can tell when a person's like really hating or you actually, you know,
trying to build you.
Right.
And see, a lot of people misunderstand sometimes as well. Constructive criticism can come off harsh, but as long as it's offered in the heart of, you know what I mean, I'm trying to build you, though. I want to make you better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead, though.
Right. And another thing, that even though if they are hating on you, it actually makes you stronger too.
100%.
Yeah. Because it kind of like, you know, took me usually in my mind, it kind of took me the wrong way. They always hating, but they low key my fans. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, about earlier is that I just kept, you know, practicing, and you know, I started writing songs on my phone, and when I didn't do my own projects until like 2015. Okay. Because around 2012 or 13, it was really a bad time for me. I lost my mother, my grandfather, and my best friend got murdered.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Thank you.
It's rough.
And it really kind of put me in a depressing state for a good few years. And so I finally got my stuff together. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead. Since I've been I did a lot of collaborations because you know I never had my own solo project until like I said, like around 2015, and I actually just got back on it. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. I just need to express my feelings and get everything together. So I finally start going back doing music again. Right. And I actually, you know, finally pushed myself to finally release it, because I almost quit music because a lot of drama was going on. And I'm like, you know what? I might as well just go ahead and finish these songs because I bought them, so I'm not going to waste it. So I'm just going to...
Talking about paying for the beats and all of that good stuff.
You know what I mean? You know, and I'm just like, I already bought it, so I might as well just go ahead and use these beats and make songs out of it and just give it away.
Now, when you came back, did you come back to Don Juan? Is that the man you came back to work with?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, because, you know, we had a disagreement, but we also... It's just like, you know, it's like a family, it's like a brother kind of thing. Right. You know, when your brothers argue, they stop talking for a while, and we welcome each other with open arms and stuff like that.
It's good that y'all can come back for the greater good of music.
Absolutely.
Hip hop. You feel me?
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's real solid. Talk to me a little bit about how you two came together.
When I was saying earlier before, I went to school with his brother. Me and his brother, his name is Jarrell. Shout out to Jarrell, by the way. We was in the same grade, and he was graduating. Don Juan was graduating, and I met him that day, and we was chopping it up. We was talking about wrestling, games.
You a wrestling fan?
Back then, yeah. Until
wrestling.
Yeah, because after Eddie Guerrero died, I was like, man, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know, right? Like after Eddie Guerrero and Stone Cold and all of them retired, I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man.
Most definitely. Man, so I am curious, how many projects do you got all together? Because I was scrolling through your Spotify, it seemed like you had quite a bit of work there.
I have 7.
7 projects.
I have another project. I haven't put it on streams yet because this is like before, you know, when you actually download free beats from producers and stuff like that. And there's some songs I didn't do a really good job, but hey, you live and learn. So I haven't pushed that one out yet. It ain't over volume 2. And so I
love that you use the over your last name. I love that you use that in a lot of your projects.
You know what's really funny about that is that I was gonna call myself Jamo, because my full name is James Matthew Overton, and I was going to use the JMO because the Jamo, but they just told me like, and then all of a sudden they just like either Jamo or J over. They were like J over. It sounds more simple. And I was like, okay, kind of like what J Cole and them was doing.
Right. I think J over was a great choice, and then like you said, you got the It Ain't Over series and stuff like that. I think that smooth.
Right.
You know, definitely a good move.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, you're good. You're good, bro. Nah, Don actually helped me out on that because he the one that I had my very first mixtape, It Ain't Over 1.5 with Road, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I have a song called It Ain't Over, and that was my very, very first song or single that I ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just like, when I finally heard my music, when I fully finished my first mixtape, I like what songs that I placed in to sound more interesting.
Right.
Because I'm very versatile. I can basically do any kind of beat or anything if I really put my mind into it.
Of course.
And so that's why, like, on my Over the Top album, which that's what I did, like Drug Abuse Flow, then I did Over the Top, then I did Splash and Drip, then Lay in the Bag. I like being very versatile so you actually catch people's ears.
Right.
Because, if people keep hearing the same thing, they get bored of it.
I definitely agree with you.
Right.
Having a variety, man, it opens up a mass audience. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that. You performing things like that as well.
Oh
right?
Yeah, I've been performing. The crazy part. My very first show, I opened for Twista.
Tell us that story. Let's go down that path.
Man, the one I was doing before it was because not to be confusing, me, Don Juan and my this other guy I was doing music with, I was trying to get all of them to work together. That's two different groups. Because I was with the whole, Diverse G's group and the DOA group. Because I was with Diverse G's as a group, and I'm like the DOA movement as a solo artist.
Right.
Kind of like what French Montana did with Bad Boys and Maybach Music. Mm-hmm. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to bring the whole crew together so we all work together. It's just that some people's just very complex. But the whole show is that while I was with Diverse G's, we hit a promoter or a guy who was running a club. Back then it was called Club Cream, and now it's like Route 66 Club down in Sheridan. Mm-hmm. So he linked up with him and Twista was coming into town around that time. And so we all put our money together so we can actually open the show. And after all that, and I was nervous because this was like my very first show I ever done, performed and everything, because I seen them perform.
It's crazy that it was for Twista too, man. That was a big move at an early start.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's just, and ever since then, I just want to just like come up with new songs and let everybody hear to get hyped up. I just want to bring that old crunk mentality. I like people just getting lit. You know what I mean? That's why I really, really wanted people to see and do. I like to see perform with a really big crowd and everybody just get turned up.
I like that.
Because if you give them energy, they'll give you energy back.
I definitely agree with you. Man, so talk to me a little bit about this, man. What's your mentality when going into the studio?
Mentality is, I'm trying to come up with a new story. Or it's like something new. Like, I like to try something new on my versatility on music, if that makes sense. And so I just want to because sometimes I really take my time doing music. Like, it usually take me if I'm really focused into it, it'll probably take me a day or two. But I get writer's block.
Of course.
Yeah, I get a writer's block. That's why I usually take. But also when I take my time, it comes out perfect. Or it comes out really good.
I definitely agree with you, man. I'm the same way as an artist. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm the same way. You know what I mean? To where that's why I only have 6 songs and they ain't even released yet until they're perfect. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I ain't going to drop them. You know what I mean? I want the product to be absolutely perfect. You know, right. So I completely relate to you.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. You never know. You always take quality over quantity. You know what I mean? And so I just like to go in there and do my best. Sometimes I'll be very anxious, even though I've been doing this all the time. But you always be so anxious all of a sudden. You like get into the booth, and so it's just that what I'm thinking about is like when I usually do my mixtapes songs, I just have fun with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But usually when you work on albums, it takes a really lot of your time and energy.
Right. Because it's a serious project.
Yeah, because when I worked on Over the Top, it literally took me it took me a year, but the longest album it took was my Underground Speakers, because I was on that for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my very first album. And so that's when I when I finally was able to work on an album, because I dropped 2 mixtapes and I did a collaboration. Shout out to Sango T, by the way.
I did see you got some features from Sango T.
Oh, yeah.
I've been hearing that man's name quite a bit coming across my table. I haven't got to sit down with him yet. I'm going to have to sit down with this man.
Absolutely. He's a really cool guy. I met him at Mathis Brothers, where we work at right now. Okay. And, I met him when I was working at Mathis Brothers. Then when I put my 2 weeks in, before I put my 2 weeks in, I didn't know he did music too, and he let me get a CD and let me hear his music. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, he got that classy, funk, California kind of vibe thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I like this music. I was like, we should link up. And when I said that's when I put my 2 weeks in and got another job, and that didn't work out. So I came back to that job, and he heard my mixtape. He said it was cool. And I liked his honesty. He said it was cool. It was not his kind of cup of tea. He said he liked it, but it's just some songs he just wasn't really feeling, which is understandable. It was like my very first mixtape.
Right.
And so, funny thing about with Sango, I was like, hey, so I got a song I want you to get on. So if you can help me out on a hook with this one, I'll make you a deal. I'll sell you some beats that I don't want anymore. Mm. And we made that deal. And next day he came with a hook and a verse, and I wrote my verse at the when he told me how the song go, and and the hook, how the hook go and the verse go. When I went home from that day of work, I started writing my verse. Then I hit up my homeboy, shout out to CO2 the Great, by the way.
Most better.
I went to his studio and we dropped it that day. And when we first did the song, heard it, everybody at the job heard it. And it was like, Sango rap? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know y'all did a song together. I was like, yeah, we did a song and it's called Flashing. Mm-hmm. And it's on Spotify and everything. Y'all check it out.
What time period was this?
This is 2016, 17.
Okay.
Yeah, because after that, there was another song he wanted me to get on, and that was the beat I sold to him. And he's like, bro, let's make a demo. I'm like, a demo? You mean a mixtape? He's like, yeah, that. And so after that, we just worked song after song after song. And that's when we came up with, Tulsa May. Actually, Don Juan, DOA, came up with that name, and shout out to him with that as well. Because we was trying to find a name for the project, and he just said, why don't you just call yourself Tulsa May? And when I told Sango that, he was like, I loved it. I love
that's
that.
Nice. That's nice.
Right.
Let me ask you this, man. How important is your city and how influential is it to your music?
Man, personally, I think Tulsa has a lot of major artists because, it's just, I'm really influential because I wanted to put Tulsa in the map with other cities, kind of like what they was kind of doing in Oklahoma City, but, from Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, Atlanta. I want to put Tulsa in the map because we do have some talented artists.
I definitely agree with you.
But it's just that, we're not working together to get that push. Mm. And that's because, like I said, for me, I'll root for you 100%, just like I root for Gang Ty June. Because
I saw you had a feature from Gang Ty as well.
Right, man. And shout outs to Gang Ty June.
That's a big move. That man's done blew up out of here.
Right, man. He worked at Mathis Brothers with us, too.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And so, when I first met him, that's when I first came back to Mathis Brothers, and I was talking to him and everything, and I was like, "Yo, so I saw him. I was scrolling through Facebook, and I was like, I saw him on Facebook, so I sent him a friend request, and I looked through his page, and I saw he did a music video with my homeboy Journey, Big Preem. Shout out to Big Preem, by the way.
I love all the love being thrown around.
Oh yeah, I always show love to everybody.
It's all about the shout out.
Exactly, and they did a video song together, and I'm sorry, y'all, I forgot the name of the song, but he was telling me before, but I was like, bro, you sing? He's like, oh yeah, you heard my music? I was like, yeah, we gotta link up, because I never did a song with a male singer.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so when I was with Don, he was scrolling through his laptop for some beats. He bought a lot of beats from producers, so he was scrolling through, and I heard this R&B song, this beat, and I heard it. I was like, well, how much you want for that one? He's like, bro, just give me 25 and I got you. I'm like, all right, bet. And so when I got that beat, I was like, hey, bro, I think I got a beat we can actually really work on. He's like, all right, send it to me. And I sent it to him. He's like, oh yeah, bro, we gonna tear this one up. Mm-hmm. As soon as that, man, it was history. When I finally went to his place and we dropped a song, and he had his people there, and ever since then, we dropped that song. It became a hit after that. I put it on my first album. Well, actually, there was two versions of it. It was a regular version, and there was an extended version that he did. And after that, I actually posted that song. Then he blew up, and right now, that song, same page with me and him, setting up as 23K on SoundCloud.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I was just very surprised. And a lot of people didn't know that was me. I was on that song with him. He was like, yeah, I heard the song. I just didn't know who was that second person. I was like, yeah, that was me. Like, I did that song.
How'd that feel for them not to know and then you to be like, yo, that was my shit. I
did that. It was actually, it was crazy though, because like I said, like, I like working with everybody. You never know who's actually going to be like climbing up to the top. And like I said, like, I'm rooting for him and everything. I'm glad we got one person from Tulsa is actually out there, and he just got signed. So I'm really happy to actually do a song with him, because he's really talented, and he has an old soul. I just have to say he has an old soul, and one day I just like to chop it up with him, let him know like, hey bro, like I actually told him one day. Before he left Mathis, I was like, bro, you're gonna make it, bro. Like, you got talent, bro. And look what happened, he made it. And so I just want everybody else, I just want to spread love to everybody else, like, yo, y'all gonna make it. Like, just keep pushing.
I think that's a healthy mindset, that, needs to be had, and then B, something we can just definitely keep pushing out here in the community of hip hop, man. That's how hip hop started, was also unity. It came from struggle, people came together because, nobody else would allow them to have that voice. It's all about unity. You know what I'm saying? And the only way we're going to continue to succeed and grow is by, pushing that unity. So I think that's beautiful. That's your mentality. That's how you operate. It's all about the love, all about the support. You feel me?
Absolutely.
I definitely think that's incredible. In regards to your goals, man, what's your future looking like in this hip hop game? What are you trying to push for?
Well,
what do you want to achieve?
I just want to achieve that, this is what my usually dad told me. If you're going to do something that you enjoy doing, do it that you don't want to go home or take it home with you. And when my dad told me that, it literally blew my mind. So what I want to do is that I want to let everybody know is my goal is that if there's something that you really want to do, if you put your heart and mind into it, just go ahead and do it. Because usually music and video games is like the thing I really love doing. And right now, of the whole technology and the streaming and the platforms and everything that's going on right now, you can basically do anything. Especially,
I definitely agree with you. It's a good time if you want to do anything.
Exactly.
Online, anything like that. Being creative right now. Right. Content creation is definitely the move in 2021.
Yeah, and another thing that I want to like to tell everybody that will really kind of set my goal is that no matter if you have a disability, like a learning disability, or if you are having trouble speaking in the right, if you have a speech problem or you can't read or write or anything, but if you have talent, to use that talent that you enjoy and push it as a career, then you can actually achieve your dream and your goals.
Right. Most deaf, man. Most deaf. That's a big inspiration, Playboy. Man, we're nearing the end of the podcast, my brother. Do you have any shows coming up? I know you said, you know what I'm saying, you got a project kind of on the back burner, man. Do you want to drop the release date on that? Just plug up where they can find you, all that good shit.
Absolutely, man. Yes, I got a lot of shows I'm booking on in October. And my birthday's coming up too next a couple of days.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. But yeah, I got a show in October 22nd and 23rd. My boy Spades got a show.
Shout out my dog Spades.
Oh yeah, shout out to Spades. He's on the album too, Over the Top.
I did see that as well. Yeah, it's probably the first track I went to.
Right. That song that reminds me, it's just like a Ski Mask and X type of song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just get hyped up on that song.
Who was on the beginning? Who was that talking on the beginning?
It came with the track. No, I don't know. It came with the track. Okay. It came with the track.
So from not knowing you, right?
Yeah.
I hadn't met you. I ain't never heard my man's voice. And I played that track, and I'm just like, somebody really yelling. Is that J.O.? Is that his voice? He mad? Like, what?
Nah, it came with the track because I was actually trying to find a good metal trap song that Space be on, because I like how he do his metal trap. And another thing about it is that I like about Space that he's comfortable of what genre he's doing. So a lot of people just like not really into metal. I'm very open-minded on music in general, because a lot of artists who's very versatile with music, like rock, alternative rock, country, hip hop, folk music. Anybody who's actually open-minded on music is like, they know about how music is and how talented it is. They always be very open-minded, so they're more geniuses. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so that's why I really like about Spade's metal trap music, because he's comfortable with what he's doing, and he don't care what other people think, that they don't like it or not, or it's too off of his personality or something like that.
It's very much he's very comfy being him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
he don't care what other people think.
Yeah, and that's what I really like about that. It's just that, and that's another thing, because usually I did a song called Being Myself on my Over the Top album, and I just really got it. What I was really saying on that song, I really got irritated with people's judging their image of the character, and don't judge a book by a cover because of my appearance, because I'm different than everybody else. Like, I'm on another level.
Right. And
so it's just that no matter if you listen to rock and you're into the hip hop genre, if you mix with, it's just basically saying you don't care if you're white, black, whoever you are, Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever. It doesn't matter, as long as people respect you more if you're yourself, is trying to pretend like you're something else that you're not.
100%.
And that's why I did a song called Being Myself, because I rap about anime, games, and all that kind of stuff with people who understand. Like, we was talking about anime earlier.
Yes, sir.
I like people, I rap with people who actually is into that, who understands that.
Right. And
especially, all the bars and verses that you come up with is more versatile, or more ingenious. Because a friend of mine told me, Don Juan told me, like, if you ever mix like video games or anime or anything into the music thing that actually people get that reference, you're a genius.
Yeah. I definitely feel like it takes a unique brain to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Something different. So you say you got a bunch of shows coming up.
Yes, I got one in Oklahoma City in November. I got two in October, and hopefully,
you doing Spade's got a show in October that I'm booked on. I want to know if we're booked on the same show. It's supposed to be like a metal mix. It's gonna be metal there. You gonna be on that?
Yeah, I'm on
October 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely, yeah, we'll be on the same show. A couple hours before that show, I'll be doing With All Due Respect live at the First Shop, podcast and comedy show, and then I'll be going over there to meet y'all. to jam with y'all. So that's dope. We're gonna be on the show together, man. I'm hyped for that.
I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it because I like working with people because, you know, the only thing I really wanted to work on more is that I like to be featured on everybody else's track because I know the only songs I'm only featured on a few people track is Celtics because me and him did that song Gas in the Whip and Don Juan and Sango. And so I really like to work with more people because, like I said, like I don't charge unless like if I actually started getting more, like I start charging if I get more recognition or starting to get more out there when I actually get promotion and stuff like that.
Right.
But right now though, I just like working with everybody, so I really don't even charge that much.
You enjoy it.
So yeah, like that's why I say get it while you can because once you hit that certain level, then it's all business. As I said, it's not personal. It's just business.
Right. I definitely agree with you, man. As far as where they can find your social medias, do you want to plug that up for me?
Oh, absolutely. You can find me on Facebook on my government name, James Overton.
Shout out to the government.
Yeah,
out here with the government.
You can find me on Instagram. It's J Over the Top. My YouTube, I got 2 YouTube channels. Is J Over the Top 918, and it is J Over Topic. The J Over Topic one is from the United Master Distribution, and so that's where you can find my music on streams and everything. And my Twitter is _07 Overton. My Snapchat is Young J Over or Young J Man. I haven't been on a Snapchat in a while. You can find me on, if you got an Xbox, PlayStation, or even a Switch, hit me up on that. It's Matter288.
Play some games with this man. Get out here. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Shoot. I'm on Twitch as well, and it's J Over as well, or J Over the Top. You can find me on Twitch because I'm about to start my gaming stream pretty soon. I'm just trying to get everything, right and everything because I work graveyards, and that's really kind of like, it's just really a tight schedule.
Right, most definitely. I know streaming Twitch, you gotta have a schedule. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. Man, well, I appreciate you sitting here with me today, man. Rocking, it was definitely a pleasure to meet you. You know what I'm saying? I thoroughly enjoyed the experience, brother.
Mind if I get a couple of shout outs and stuff like that?
Do your thing, brother.
Right. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you perfect.
Man, first of all, I'd like to shout out to you, my brother, man.
Appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
Absolutely. Shout out to Tiffany, man. Shout out to Ace. Shout out to Celtics. Shout out to Spades, Bo Swift, Snow G, Don Juan DOA. Shout out to Big Preem. Shout out to Derange. Shout outs to I got a lot of people I want to shout out to. CO2 the Great. Shout out to Sango T of OKGs. Shout out to Jarrell, man. Shout out to, everybody who I haven't got on top of my head. Sorry, I'm just excited and I'm just, it's just overwhelming and everything. Shout outs to y'all as well. Shout out to my boy Cliff. Shout out to my boy Yazun. Oh yeah, and I want to forget my boy Yazun from Houston, Texas on that drug abuse flow. Shout out to him. Shout out to Fly Gaza for the record radio. Man, shout out to everybody who's doing their thing. Keep doing y'all thing. You know what I'm saying?
Most deaf, true indeed, man. Shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, thank you so much for rocking with us today, man.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us at With All Due Respect Podcast on Facebook, Twitter at @A_broadcast, and Instagram at With All Due Respect 001, Twitch at WADR_TV, YouTube at With All Due Respect Broadcasting, and we got a lot of live shows coming, man. Check your mans out. October 15th, live at the Vanguard. October 22nd, With All Due Respect live. Listen to the next episode. I'm going to plug y'all up with more stuff we got going. But, yeah, man, coming back. We here, once again, J Over in the building. You know what I mean? Castro X, sending y'all out, man. For those of you who don't like it, with all due respect, fuck you. And we out. That was peace. Yeah, I enjoyed that, man. I enjoyed vibing with you, getting to know you.